Hello, everyone. This, oh, sh Hello, everyone. This is Metamon Pulse. No, this title is not a troll or anything like that. Evolving Skies might be a hot take. Don't care. It is the, it's overhyped right now. Overpriced, overhyped, and people are in it heavy. But this does not apply to you if you have distributor access or if you somehow bought a large quantity of it at retail pricing. The Moonbreon chase card in the set, obviously, it's the only one to see exponential growth. It's seen a 2 times increase since 1 year ago. This type of growth can only continue for so long. We already have seen it kind of fluctuate a little bit. All the other alt arts in the set have seen anywhere from 10 to 30% increase in that same period. Sylveon VMAX, for example, has actually gone down. And I think a 10%, because we're going to get this out of the way right now. Evolving Skies, best set of Sword and Shield. Obviously, it's going to have a higher premium than the other sets. The premium we're seeing on it right now is dramaticized. Like these alt arts, this 10 to 30%, that is something that is pretty normal. But the 2x in a year, that is it's exponential growth, and it can only continue for so long. As of this recording, there is almost 5,500 PSA 10s, which I forget what the last pricing was, but no. It's flooding the market, basically. If you want to buy a PSA 10, you can. I mean, even if you want to buy a black label, you can. There's 63 black labels. That is a lot. It is scarce in terms of Pokemon rarity, so we all know the insane pull rates of it. But ultra modern card, so it obviously has quote unquote great quality. There's tons of copies waiting to be sold. We all saw the black label going for 12,000, but I mean, just checking eBay, lowest marked selling was 7,000. There was one right above it that sold yesterday for 7,500. The card is going down. The exponential growth is not sustainable. Like many things, people are just following the hype blindly. And I mean, to me, it's pretty obvious to see that, but to some, they're in the hype right now, buying these boxes for $400. Just it's a lot like the boom of 2020. People were just paying astronomically high prices for everything. And we saw, once the hype died, everything went down and leveled out. I mean, it even went down in 2021 and then came back up a little bit. And that is extremely similar with what is happening to Evolving Skies right now. We're in the hype. People are paying $20 a pack. People are paying $400 a box. Too much. Too much, too much, too much. And no one even knows if it's getting a reprint or not. It's not out of print. And it's a dangerous thing to hold heavy positions in. The hype will die, but just because the hype's dead, you can't get the 200 plus you paid over retail for it back. And I'm not saying that the box will ever return to retail pricing, because it won't. But the price will not continue at 400, whatever it is at. It's a tulip bulb craze. There's many examples of this. I kind of went over it in the last slide, but things skyrocket in price. They get media coverage, capture the attention of investors who think the price will never stop rising. Spoiler alert, it does stop rising. They put in way too much money, and then they get burnt. They get burnt extremely bad, and they're like, I wonder why I got burnt. They followed the hype blindly. It applies to Evolving Skies. The people who get in first make the most money. The people who get in last or on the hype, because the people who get in first, they're not a part of the hype. They are the ones who are setting the standard for what the hype's going to follow. They have sold off, probably kept a case for themselves, sold off everything else. People who bought it at retail, they're probably whatnot streamers selling it for $10 a pack right now. The people who keep adding to their position at this $400 price range are getting destroyed. Even if there is not a reprint, this box will come down in price. It was heavily printed either way. Like, it's extremely high volume of cards that are readily available for the market. It's not like it's, I mean, most boxes are just readily available to the market. It's not like a dragon pack or something. It's very readily available. Another example of a tulip bulb craze is the 2020 Pokemon boom. That is, we went over it in the last slide. Basically, people have already made money off all these guys. The people who are putting money into it at $400 a box are getting burnt. Here's some examples of what you can do with $1,000 or $400 or $1,400 PSA 10 Moonbreon or Legendary Collection Pack. One of the best sets of WotC, $1,000 a pack basically. I mean, it might be even cheaper than that. Or ultra modern PSA 10 that has 6,000 or 5,000 in the pop report. PSA 10 Moonbreon or an Evolving Skies box, or that PSA 10 Latios alt art where they're making a heart together. I think that's a pretty easy answer, but for some, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think Tag Team or one of those boxes is selling for $1,400 right now. Hold on to that. It's out of print. It's, I don't know. A case of Brilliant Stars. Oh, well, my bad. Oh, wait, no. Case of Brilliant Stars in the main chase in PSA 10. It's like, or PSA 10 Moonbreon and Evolving Skies box. So think of it like this. A case that you don't even have to open because you just bought the main chase in the set. An Evolving Skies booster box or a master set of celebrations. I mean, this one, I don't really know which one I'd rather have because I'm not a big fan of celebrations, but an Evolving Skies booster box or any other alt art PSA 10 from Sword and Shield. You're buying a booster box that, in all honesty, probably has $50 worth of cards because most of these cards did not come up in price as much as the Moonbreon. All the other cards are priced equally to what a regular, normally priced booster box is at. Most alt arts in PSA 10, I mean, some are even cheaper, but the Charizard from Brilliant Stars was like 400 that I saw. The Giratina, like 400. A lot of them are way less. You could probably get like 3 or maybe, no, I won't say 3, 2. But this is the main point. If you're willing to follow the hype to buy a booster box for $400, what's to stop you from following it when that booster box begins to fall dramatically in price and everyone else starts selling it? We see this in the stock market. People We saw it with the banks. People are obviously have their money in a bank, and then they see the bank collapse, and then they pull money out of their bank, and it just causes a domino effect. Stock market, same thing. People are invested. People see this exponential growth that they get sold to by all the investor people, and then the investors, they start selling their stuff, the people who made money off the people following the hype, and then those people who just got scammed sell all their stuff, lose all their money. Most people are not different from, or they don't think differently than what the most other people think. Most people are just gonna say, okay, it's going down in price, I'm just gonna sell it. Most people. And if none of that convinced you, here's some things to consider. Evolving Skies is not out of the printing rotation. People on YouTube are going to say, oh, they're not going to reprint it and it's going to the moon and this and that. They're trying to sell it to you, and way too many people fall for the trap. TCA Gaming is the one I can think of off the top of my head who basically was like, they could reprint it at any time. No one knows. So that goes to the next point. They have no clue. A 9-year-old who just ask him yes or no, flip a coin, would have the same knowledge of if the set's going to be reprinted or not. No one knows, and what's the point of paying inflated prices for a set that won't even, or that is not even out of print yet? A set that could be reprinted tomorrow, a set that, in my experience, I've seen ETBs at like Walmarts all across the West Coast. Evolving Skies ATVs filled. They're going to sell, obviously, but still, they're getting put on shelves. It's just things to consider. Here's my final thoughts. Evolving Skies will be worth more than every Sword and Shield set. I'm not saying it won't be. The current prices are going to come down. People are going to lose money. And yeah, it's a great investment, like most Pokemon sets, but it's all at the right price. I mean, if you buy it at $400, in 20 years, 10 years, sure, it'll probably be worth more than $400 and you'll have made money. But think about it like this. It goes down in price. You spent $400 buying a box today when you could wait for it to go down in price and buy a box for $250 and buy another box for $250, box for $300. You're saving yourself $100 to maybe invest into more Evolving Skies. All in all, just like everyone else, I don't know what's going to happen. This is just my opinion. I hope I'm proven wrong so people do not lose thousands of dollars. But it's happened before. People will ask, oh, the Roaring Sky situation. That is a very real situation that happened. What was it? 300 something a box. Pokemon prints it, reprint, random reprint, $80 a box. No one can sell it. Don't listen. The last point that I'll leave you guys with. Don't listen to any big YouTubers telling you to buy stuff. I mean, whether it be Pokemon or whatever. They're feeding hype and they're trying to obviously make sales for their business because they have to make money. There's plenty of small YouTubers pointing out actual plays in the Pokemon market or even calling this stuff out. Catch Small Collectibles, Opossum Bud, who literally is kind of doing the same thing I'm doing, except with the Japanese waifu cards, calling them all out. They are not sustained. It's not sustainable growth. It's growth that is going to drop significantly. People are going to lose money. With that, I think that's everything I want to say. I don't know. Just think about it like this. If you are thinking without emotion and you see brilliant stars You could buy 2 Brilliant Stars boxes plus a couple ETBs for $400, or you could buy one Evolving Skies booster box for $400. Think about other things you could do with that money that can not only buy you more, but achieve the same effect that Evolving Skies is going to have. Thank you guys for listening, and have a wonderful day.